9 years. Monka wadia some. Eh, want to me mama. And as soon him say me ni pano me kone whole weekend into why your has been this. Can you name your spinters? Really?
We love Friday nights. Benjamin Nketsia here, Sports Panorama. Big shout outs to our people on YouTube, watching us from all over the world. Like I always say, drop us a shout from wherever you are. Let's know where you are watching us from. Show proudly brought to us by Kivo, the 4-in-1 Gary soaking mix. Now the Kivo people have told me that they will be dropping the Gary mix for us pretty soon. It will be coming soon. So everybody for cool down. They will give you enough to use as a necklace around your neck. You know the Gary sachet mix. Yeah, Charlie. They are bringing it soon. Royal Kingdom Estate, proud sponsors of Sports Panorama. And they say that if you're looking for litigation-free land, because land search can be the most stressful thing in this country. They say litigation-free land. Yeah, let me repeat that for you. You should contact Royal Kingdom Estate. We specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. With properties in prime areas like Accra and Ibri, with land starting at 90,000 cedis. We offer flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2 bedrooms and premium furnished apartments for short rentals at East Airport. Visit us at Cantonments opposite Soul Clinic International School or call 0557 55909 0557 555 909 or 0272 778 880, or you can send us an email at info@Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams. And then, of course, the big boy himself, in all his glory, Twisco. The colorful packaging. Yeah, Charlie. The #1 chocolate beverage in town. You should get your Twisco. Get some for the kids, get some for yourself. Of course, my good friends are in the studio. Guys are poised. Nathan Kwao is here. Bernard Abilquatre is here. Susu Graham is here. And Coach Christopher Nimley. Amorim will soon be at the head of affairs. But today, Coach, a few prayer topics for you. Oto Addo and the Black Stars captains Bebre saga. Says Black Stars Bakon captains Bebre. You need to pray for our national team and deliver us from this leadership crisis, this captaincy crisis. Deliver us. First prayer topic. Second topic. Manchester City. I want you to say a quick prayer for them because they haven't seen anything yet. Tell them that they haven't seen anything yet. And Chelsea Football Club, pray for them too. I saw them celebrating a big win yesterday. But you see, when you play in the caveman competitions, these are the things that happen. You'll be playing against Noah's Ark and things. Those are the things that will be happening. Noah's Ark, the burning bush and things. Those are the things you'll be playing against. Pray for them, for God to deliver them from mediocre competitions. And then Arsenal Football Club. Charlie, Susu Graham writes some article. He say the Arsenal title charge is on its last legs.
Oh, yeah, are you sure I said that? Are you sure I said that?
Coach, commit these entities into God's hands.
Ofeyeyeye. Onane shekoshie. Ofeyeyeye. Oto Addo. Ofeyeyeye. Oto onano shekoshie. Ofeyeyeye. Onomo gbe. Oto. Ofeyeyeye. Onano shekoshie. Ofeyeyeye. How you was about? Oto Addo ofeyeyeye. Ne na ne shekoshie. Ina ne ka ketishin eti. Bomo de cheke enyana ka ejojo enyejo ona nyemo na fia ga nyemo be na nyona ga e coach o team me ha wo yo wa me be ko yo wa won chebo helemo wo national team ka je we bi na ade be ja chele ni jana be wona no na afio ja chele ni jana be wonye keke Ghana wo pa ni wo football no tete ne wo Black Star no ne lo Oto Addo me nya fi one o fe na chebo aye oni fe mo fe na chebo agelele trainer scout jibo lele trainer scout ole coach leadership la ole money ba captain wo team awo what team lelo what captain je no be me wo ye me bono modern yo wa wo la keshin week ne le be na ba ka gbe ona Angola be next week am ba ka wa gbe na ka ye la lo ayoko awo keke na na ka pade e bo mo de na jele jeme ikeke to kreku efen am akwaje no ne jenyo the Arsenal be he ne she o odiga he no yo ba odiga ba atetangbo edueti Odigad bano ba hela ateta o e ake edu le nyele mi fiofio edu ete ateta ina nuku ime chenye no sabute eni ni bi eche o sabute formo eche lagba ani o sabute o yeje lo ani edu ete nyeba mo ateta mi keje na kan eni formo eche be lagba mo no Vake Bible let me no money ma to ejo ma hona any abaloko look ni bigede no na kan ni mole no mo inu komboko na tell no one e twabo down
no ale graphic designer
gani bi okay no I atwabo gbe
graphic designer
just ofeyeye just ona de shekoshi ofeyeye just gbe okay no one trouble gbe because ke Peter ke John ke Matthew mo ke ni trouble lebe onu mo o fe yo wa na me ajo no wa me ke trouble le je muku agbene Pep ole Nketsia ke sole ni ohele Man City shi yo wa ne ke sole mo ko meto ele alabraka
me na ko no
wa ani ala na pla ani me na pla ana me fa be pla na me fa me jemi tower mission okay check how Guardiola in fact they don't win
Farmers League
mini wala nini Liverpool wo Man U like am work eche Arsenal bo ni wala aka she obi na according to so o mini one leg Arsenal one leg Arsenal according to so Arsenal one leg fantastic one leg Arsenal one leg o ta butenye by Arsenal one leg you are job am
Amen. Oh boy.
Then are you sure about this one leg?
Ali, is it, guys, go out there to Citi Sports online.com. There's a statistical preview of Chelsea Arsenal this weekend. Susu Graham has put it together.
It starts, I know the description sometimes you're feeling fisky.
No, but you see, there's nothing to be upset.
No, I actually just genuinely don't remember. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember that.
No, I go read excerpts for you. Guys, it's good to see everybody. It's been quite an interesting week. The hottest topic on the table obviously has to be the Black Stars, even though at this point the qualifiers have no consequences.
I won't lie to you. As I know that it's our job to cover. Yeah. Really, do we have to
talk about the Black
Stars?
Black Stars.
I know that. It's painful because we are paid to watch it, and even being paid to watch it, I don't want to watch.
Imagine. That's the situation we have on our hands. So
when are we playing Angola?
Friday.
Next Friday, right?
Our matches are Friday and Monday.
I see.
So thank God I don't have to use my weekend to watch this.
Let me go through the squad list. So the team has been named by Oto, and according to reliable sources, there was a lot of convincing going on in the background because a lot of the players were getting cold feet about coming. So if you have followed the news this week, a lot of ex-players, a lot of Ghana Premier League coaches spoke about the fact that we should probably consider giving a good quota of this call-up squad to the local league. Some people shut it down, some people did agree with it. In the end, I have the list here. I will name the list and then I will pinpoint the talking points that have come out of this list. Now, if you get to the list itself, so Lawrence Atizigi is in post, or one of the goalkeepers. Nuruddin is returning, plays for Cas Eupen. I don't know if you remember him. Joseph Wallacott is in there. Ali Dusedo and Tariq Lamptey are familiar names now. Jonas Ajete plays for FC Basel. Yeah. He's a new entrant into this team. Nathaniel
is he a centre back?
Centre back. Jonas Ajete. Yeah. I think he was part of the last. He's been part of the last 2 call-ups, I believe. Yeah. Asuja, he won't come and do anything though.
Yeah. Where's Konigsdorfer?
He's there. Like if you are new and you enter, it's normal.
The team he played for
Jonas
was in
Ajete.
Ghana.
Which team was that?
Well, so get me his Ghanaian team.
Nathaniel Eje is in there, plays for Lorient. Alexander Jiku and Jerome Opoku. Gideon Mensah are in the mix as well. Then we have Isaac Afo, also in the mix, plays for Samatex, local player in there. You have Razak Simpson, plays for Nations FC. Elisha Owusu is in there.
Oto Addo's favorite player.
Yeah, Francis Abu plays in Belgium. Ibrahim Sulemana plays for Atalanta. Is also in there. And then when you get a little lower, Michael Beidou, been in pretty decent form lately. Kudus Mohammed. Hey, Charlie, I forgot. Kudus's verdict came out this week.
He's well rested.
Where he says he picked up his red card because
in his explanation to the FA in England.
Are we buying that?
He said he was frustrated.
But we did say it that we feel
like
I mean, look, West Ham is not doing well.
Yeah.
Black Stars not doing well. If you are Kudus,
you captain a team and it didn't go well.
You not be frustrated, especially when the whole thing with the goal that he quote unquote should have scored against Sudan.
Look, I feel the frustration started when he started having that misunderstanding with his coach as to him not being a player that is really involved in the game. It's only when he's with the ball that you know.
That's the beginning of the truth. Emmanuel Entry is a Kotoko player. He's a midfielder. He's in the mix. Ibrahim Osman. He's been pretty decent for Feyenoord, not played heavy minutes, but he's shown out when he's gotten a chance. And as Nyama also comes back in, the hot or red hot Antoine Semenyo is in the mix as well. Jordan Ayew, Inaki Williams.
Why won't you use red hot for Jordan?
Jordan
Jordan has been clutch. Not even red hot. Clutch.
Young boys, everybody is red hot or Bofune use
clutch.
Absolutely.
Until they sat down.
Yeah. Black Stars. No.
It's a different climate. It's changing their temperature.
Is also returning.
Absolutely.
He's also returning. Let me get into the captaincy issue. So we would expect that typically our captain will be here, i.e. Thomas Partey will be in the squad. Oto Addo says that Partey did reach out about coming back into this team following his illness that didn't allow him to participate the last time around, but he discussed with Partey that it will not be wise to come for this particular batch of 2 matches. I'm not sure what that even means, but let's listen to Oto Addo. He did have a few things to say about the entire Partey situation. Let's listen to it. We'll come back in studio and try and make some sense of it.
You have to have certain responsibility. You have to be disciplined. You have to be a role model. You have to be, and also you have to show the performance. You have to be committed. Everything. And if I see something is lacking, maybe the performance, maybe the commitment, maybe this or that, then you will have a talk with me. And if I don't see that in that talk, then I won't invite you. That's all. I mean, like, this is my decision at the end, but I want to see it's a whole lot of things which I expect from the players when they come here. If I don't see, let's say, from the performance side, the performance not there, and somebody else is performing, then I invite the other one, So there are lots of things on the pitch, but also off the pitch, which are important, and I explained it at the beginning, which make it, for me, crucial if somebody will be invited or not. And it's not like a permanent state. If I see it's there, you're always welcome. It's up to the player, not up to me at the end.
So you heard Oto Addo there. For those who didn't hear, let me just play that again. We'll get to it. Please play that again for me.
You have to have certain responsibility. You have to be disciplined. You have to be a role model. You have to be, and also you have to show the performance. You have to be committed. Everything. And if I see something is lacking, maybe the performance, maybe the commitment, maybe this or that, then you will have a talk with me. And if I don't see that in that talk, then I won't invite you. That's all. I mean, like, this is my decision at the end, but I want to see it's a whole lot of things which I expect from the players when they come here. If I don't see, let's say, from the performance side, the performance not there, and somebody else is performing, then I invite the other one. So there are lots of things on the pitch, but also off the pitch, which are important, and I explained it at the beginning, which make it, for me, crucial if somebody will be invited or not. And it's not like a permanent state. If I see it's there, you're always welcome. It's up to the player, not up to me at the end.
So you heard Black Stars head coach Oto Addo addressing the Thomas Partey issue. He says he wants to see a certain level of commitment, performance, and also discipline, which he hasn't seen, and that this is not a permanent state of being. If he sees a change, then he'll probably also change his stance. Let me start off with you, Nathan. I'm sure you've listened to Oto Addo speak, but I want to take this from the point of view of the appointment hierarchy. So, Andre Ayew captain, if he's there. If in his absence, Thomas Partey. In Partey's absence, there's Alexander Jiku. But we have gone away from that protocol where we have used Kudus as captain. And Oto Addo has come out to say that based on the happenings of the last qualifiers, Kudus needs time to grow into the captaincy role. But what I find funny is that in that sense, don't you go to your deputy captain, which is Alexander Jiku? Or am I missing something? He says that Jordan will now, in essence, captain the team. I want you to do two things for me. Speak on the decision to leave out Partey based on the reasons he has given, and also this confusion about Jordan having to step in to captain our team in this particular batch of qualifiers.
I think I'll take the second question first. That has to do with Jordan. And I'm happy you mentioned the hierarchy.
Let me just announce the text and WhatsApp line. So 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. You can also get to me on Twitter or X at Benjamin Nketsia or The Fundamentals. Nathan, please proceed.
And I'm happy you mentioned the hierarchy.
to the best of our knowledge and to the best of my knowledge, and the guys here, you can confirm if I'm wrong, no announcements have been made in terms of the leadership structure if there are changes to the Black Stars, right?
True.
None.
We haven't heard anything new. We knew what the order was. When there's no Jordan, there's Thomas Partey. When he's not around, there's Alex Chiku. So all of a sudden, Jordan, are you being handed the captain's band? It's a little odd. Another odd thing happened in the previous round where Mo Kudus surprisingly emerged as Black Stars captain for whatever reason. So the question I'm asking is, why is Oto Addo doing some of these things? You are changing captains every round. It's almost like you are playing FIFA where you can change captains every game or something. I don't know what's going on here. I wonder if something has changed. So Oto Addo, if something has changed in terms of the leadership structure,
Maybe he's doing match with the captain, so you see who can.
So is he saying that he has no idea as to who laid down this latest structure? Was he not the one who laid it down? That in the absence of Jordan, it was Partey. In the absence of Partey, it was Jiku. So where from all these things? First is Kudus, now is Jordan.
The next it will be you.
It could be anybody.
At this point, coach will captain the team in that final game.
Somebody will say, "Oh, it's a trivial thing," but it's a lot. You see, because if you want to establish a certain sense of leadership, we need to see who is leading, who is in charge, and it gives the team structure. It gives them direction.
It's clear there's a leadership crisis in the playing body.
And I wonder how and why Oto Addo is not putting his foot down to go by a structure he himself proposed. Now to the second thing. I didn't quite understand this explanation surrounding Partey's absence. He said what? It's more than performance.
He said he looks out for performance, commitment and discipline.
And he hasn't seen that from Thomas Partey. Maybe he should provide us. I don't know. Sometimes coaches like to keep these things within the sanctity of the dressing room, so he may not tell us. Maybe something is off.
But hasn't he done broken that by bringing it out to say that?
Yeah, in the first,
he spoke to him and Thomas wanted to come back and he said he would.
I was very eager to hear that part about he speaking to Thomas and Thomas wanting to come and play, and then he said no. So the no was what? That Thomas was not committed, or he didn't perform well.
He says per his parameters, he hasn't seen certain things.
I'd really love to know what those things are, because I don't know who performed well in the two previous rounds. The entire team was poor.
He says he raises the issue of commitment, and I think he stays on that point a bit. Maybe I don't know if it is purely off the back of Thomas not coming for the last game, where if you followed the news, they said he was sick. He couldn't come. Yes, the FA said Thomas said he can't travel,
and then he was fine. So maybe that's what he's trying to punish. Maybe that's what he's trying to draw the line under and say that if you respect your country, come and play for your country. We don't know. It could be that. If it is that, it's a coach trying to lay down the law. But I don't think Oto Addo is handling this national team well, especially on this frequent captains change matter. I don't quite understand.
Black Stars back, captains, baby.
I don't get it. I don't. Already the team.
It's called democracy.
The team is in a very bad place, psychologically and mentally. The performances have been bad. Why do you want to add this business where we are rotating the captain's armband as if we are trying to see who can best lead the team?
Ali Dusedu will captain the team.
Define a structure. Stick to it. This team is at a very crucial point where everything must start to come together. The football must make sense. The leadership must make sense. And this just tells me that Oto Addo is also struggling to handle this team. And you can tell that he's really fumbling to get a grip on a lot of things. If it's the pressure that's making him take some of these decisions, then he has to really manage the situation well. Because I don't think he speaks well of a national team where there's an established order of captaincy, and yet every game the captain's armband moves around. You don't even create any sense of leadership. You don't create any authority in the team. Players should know this is our captain. But today you are changing it. Tomorrow you are changing it. Even when you want to change, stick to the order. If Andre is not around, it's Thomas Partey. He's not part. So who gets the band? It's Alex Chiku, because that was the order you established. If there are changes, do let us know. But look, I just think that these are telltale signs of a team that is not being managed well, a team that is not in a good place, and a team that is struggling to find itself. And I hope the next 2 qualifiers, I don't know what they will do with the next 2 qualifiers, because the mathematics look really difficult. Things are stacked against the Black Stars. But they'll have to try and use these qualifiers to build something and think about how to attack the World Cup qualifiers when they resume sometime in 2025. Because whether we like it or not, we'll play the rest of those qualifiers. And before then, we'll have to be a better team than we are now. So I just hope Oto Addo knows what he's doing. But my cursory glances, I doubt if he has a grip on what's happening, because this frequent captain's armband changes, this business about Thomas Partey, and we are all not too sure what exactly is happening. I just don't think it sits too well with me, and I don't think it's a good look on the team.
Abeku, what have you been hearing or following as far as our captaincy issue is concerned? Why are we settling on Jordan? And how do you feel about this squad generally going into the next batch of qualifiers?
It's about a coach who have lost his, if you want, model or identity he claimed to have. 1, 2 is about we getting to understand that it's not only the Ghana Football Association president who has failed us. It's the executive council of the Ghana Football Association.
How so?
Who are then in charge of a lot of things in relation to our national team, i.e. appointment of coaches. If we do not have a standing Black Stars management committee, it then lies in the books. And of course, there are certain key members in the federation who formed a particular committee, if you want. So it's a broader chain, if you want, of the people in charge who are taking decisions that are not on paper, that is really affecting our Black Stars now. First off, we should get to the understanding that we've come from a team that is getting to the round of 16 of a competition, to not qualifying from the group stage to the round of 16, to getting shaky to even, get into a group of a tournament in the first place.
It's not that we are getting shaky. We are not going.
No, we're not going. No, we're not going. It's true.
We've not come to. We are not realizing that that's the level that our football is seeing now. Look, what I'm gathering, a lot of things, Ben. First off, some players want to retire early from the Black Stars.
Some players want to retire.
They want to retire from the Black Stars.
I see.
Yeah.
If it were you, would you not want to retire?
That's why this party talk is very annoying to me. Because if I'm party, I'm asking myself.
Like I'm coming here. That's me.
Great. Build your point.
So some of the boys want to stop the national team, even at this young age, and concentrate on club football. If Oto Addo claims to be that guy who've been a player before and coached at the junior level and understand the principles of play, of course coaches here, and understand the principles of play from that basic level of football to getting an opportunity to be a stopgap or a standing coach in a game for a main team, and getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, he should understand the politics around football. That Partey has gone through injury and is now stamping his authority at Arsenal, at a point where there were clubs at in the Arab countries, chasing him to come for money. He feels that his period in England is not over, so he wants to play there for a moment, and is trying to convince the club to get to understand that he's the guy that's the most important tool for the setup. And you can't understand this as a national team coach because, first of all, you cannot develop if you're a coach, and again I repeat, coach is here. If you're a coach and you understand that the principle of play is to first define a structure and a style of play and adapt to the word is not coming. As in, if you are going into, coach, you help me. If you are going into a game, you need to adapt an approach to the game, because it's not every game that if you're a coach that is always sticking to your style, you must be a perfectionist at that style, particular style or module of play, to be able to, like a Pep Guardiola, he says this is my style, he goes into it, this is the module of football I have developed for my club, and it's sitting very well. So when I'm taking this kind of player, the next, if Grealish is not playing, the next guy who's playing for Grealish, if it is Doku, he comes in with the same style or whatever is his strength, he keeps focusing. If he's direct, he goes direct. And we've known coaches of this caliber to fine-tune players like Raheem Sterling to play football at a certain level to suit his style. Oto Addo does not understand that, number one. He's not a modern day coach. So I've not come to realize that in the absence of Partey, if I have a module or a style of play, I can put in, say, an Elisha Owusu and what's the name of that guy? Sulemana? Osman. Maybe an Osman or somebody to sit in as a pivot who can understand my system or style of play to get me the result I need. He's not a planner because he goes into games without, then again, because he's a defender, he tries to defend, and you watched his composure at the presser. Every question he's trying to defend and try to tell you. I recall I was in Kumasi when a question was posed, as to why would have to lose at that latter part of the game. It means that we are not stable enough as a team defensively and all of that. And what did we even rely on? And the answer to the journalist he gave was, if he had used certain kind of players to play, he would complain. If he had used, say, older players or younger players, he's not. You see, when Manchester United, the talks of Manchester United trying to get in Amorim was on at its apex, people were talking about how the coach addresses the media. It's most important in coaching as well, because the psychological part of the game teaches you that in coaching. It is basic. This is the first module you have to play with and get to understand. Look, Ben, there's a lot more to know from the Black Stars. The Ghana Football Association, the technical head, the technical directorate of the Ghana Football Association. You recall it was Bernard Lepre, right? Who's there now? Is it Professor Minton? I'm here to confirm.
Nobody.
They say they've issued disclaimers that they are not bringing any German, because we've heard reports that they were bringing a German to come and augment the technical bench because Oto Addo has not been up and doing.
Now this is the idea behind that. The GFA does not pay the person who occupies that role. From FIFA structure, every football federation
should have that person.
Personnel in that space.
Land for me on the games coming and Otto and what we need to do, because at this point, captaincy crisis, your best central midfielder not in the game. What are we to expect from this game based on the squad we have?
See, Ben, I'm telling you that there's a lot on my mind. Even if I'm going to add these questions you are asking, I think even 10 minutes wouldn't be enough for me to address this matter. The team would want, the federation we want to, like when we talk about operations at the local football level, when we are thinking about our game, we are thinking about our opponent's game or the person we are in the group with, their game, to get to know how their results go, or to help them so that their results favor us. And now we are relying on Niger, and probability that the game would be played, that's Niger, Sudan, right? Yeah, Niger, Sudan. So they are thinking of a venue that would favor Niger, and then again dressing Ghanaians up to go and support Niger to win that game. Now the issue of the captaincy, Ben, that the Ayos are not happy with the decision to revert, or if you want, to return captaincy to Jordan Ayew. I know you are aware, but probably maybe where you sit wouldn't allow you explain issues a lot. The Ayos are frustrated at what Coach Oto Addo is doing as the head coach of the Black Stars. Ayew himself wouldn't have wanted to have this role now to captain the team into our next game, but for where he's coming from. But you know that the mother that raised the Ayos, she's that kind of person who's not wanting this public thing we do to the Ayos a lot. He's wanting his case to, if it is plan A, follow plan A. You have to be disciplined first off. So if you watch Jordan Even for the day, we feel he's in the space a lot. But when you watch their composure, they are naturally calm people who don't want this negative stuff around them a lot. So he's accepting the captaincy because of where he is coming from, and the authority in that house that has led him to be the man he is now. We are not winning our game in our next qualifier. If we win, we are not qualifying to the African Cup of Nations. We do not have a plan B. If we had a plan B, the federation should now be thinking of qualifying for the World Cup instead of concentrating on why we should get to Morocco. It is sad to know that we are at this level. Former players of the Black Stars spoke to key members in government, trying to ascertain what is wrong with the head coach and what is wrong with our national team, and it's alarming.
Let's talk about the captaincy crisis and talk about that party bit again. I don't know if you share in Oto's sentiments. I don't know if you think that a decision like this will have ramifications, because we haven't heard from Partey himself. He hasn't spoken about this incident, but what have you made of all of it?
It's a difficult one because I don't know how to come at it, because at the end of the day, this is all irrelevant. The reason I'm saying this is we failed at what we came to do. Our objective was to qualify. It would take a miracle for us to qualify. We've more or less failed. So all this talk about commitment, this, that, is he saying that, oh, if Partey had come, we would have won those games? Is that what he's trying to imply? I'm just trying to understand, because, and he is the leader of this team, Oto Addo. He's the one in charge. So and the captain is your leader on the pitch. If you are confused about even who to choose as captain, that confusion will spread. There's just confusion in everything he has done as national team coach, with all due respect. It's been a disaster. And the reason I'm saying it's irrelevant is you are doing this, you are fighting this, you are saying the players are not good enough, you are going here, you are going here. What's the point of it all? Just win games. No one is asking you to do anything.
Just win games.
It's that simple. Like, no one is asking you to reorganize Ghana football. No one is asking you to turn us into Brazil. Win games. Go to the AFCON. How hard is that? It's been 20 years since we didn't go to an AFCON. We're just asking you to at least do the bare minimum for the last 20 years. You can't do. And you are here coming to talk down on us. I don't want Partey because he's not committed. Okay, the people are there. They are committed and they are whatever. What are they doing? I don't know. Is it that you don't feel like he's good enough? If you don't feel he's good enough, say it. But all this back and forth, all this going around, is all irrelevant. Because for me, at this point, why are we even talking about Oto Addo as head coach? Why?
You mean he should have been fired by now?
Let's be honest. He should be gone. If your bet, see,
i.e. saying that gone to save our World Cup qualifying campaign.
No, gone for failing for this. It's not about saving the World Cup qualifying. You are doing a job and you failed at this job. Go. Like, so for me, he's wasting all our time, because you're creating more problems, because these things, sometimes you are the problem. You are creating these issues between players from what we are hearing.
Well, there's a clause in his contract though if he fails to qualify us for the World Cup and the AFCON.
But you see, you are creating these issues because the players are also going to be going at each other. It's going to create issues between them because of the things you are doing. And the next coach is going to have to deal with them. But you've come to fail and you're now adding to our problems. Please just go. Like, honestly, like I'm begging you to go. The way coach is always begging Keto Kriku to resign, me, Oto Addo, I'm begging you.
Just go.
No, because that's the thing. We gave you a chance.
You didn't do the job. Now you are compounding the issues.
Qualify for the AFCON is the bare minimum. It's not. You see, if you had gone to the AFCON and gone out at the quarter-final round of 16, I wouldn't have even been mad. I would say, you went to the AFCON, you gave it a good go, you made some mistakes, whatever, we go again. Chris Hughton was fired for more. For less. Technically, because he got to the AFCON. He got to his AFCON. He went to the group stage. People said that's not good enough. Go.
And you are bad.
Coach Milo was fired for going to, when Coach Milo went to the AFCON and went to the group stage, he was fired too. So you can't even go to the AFCON. You are still here. Maybe they want to confirm that he definitely won't make it before they'll fire him. Maybe that's what it is.
I'll be shocked if we don't qualify and he still leads us to the World Cup qualifier.
I'll be fair to him. If he makes it to the AFCON, he's made it to the AFCON, so he deserves the chance to go and do his AFCON. But if he doesn't make it, he should just go. That's all I'll say about this, because I feel like us discussing what is happening is that this guy might not even be here by the end by Monday, by next Monday. So that's what 10 days. In 10 days he might not be coach. So why are we even worrying about the decisions he's making?
Well, the decisions will probably leave a lingering or will leave ripple effects. Coach, I'm sure you've been following all of it. You had Oto Addo there on Partey.
No, ona keke ofe ye.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Ona ne sheko shie ofe ye. Obe. No, o anu blame lo. Ona ke
What does ofe ye mean?
Ona
Opre.
Yes.
just
Unduens opre.
Unano enyantinti.
I say we Mourinho ba onye.
Kono.
It's onye Gary Neville.
Forget it.
Oh, okay.
Ofe ye.
I understand.
Oto Addo. Ona ne sheko shi ogbe ofe ye. Ona no. Look. What did I hear him say? He's questioning the commitment of Thomas Partey. Jesus Christ. Lord Jesus.
My God.
Look, my God, my Lord, my God. Look at this man. You are questioning the commitment of Thomas Partey to the Black Stars. This player, even when injured, not fully fit, will carry his own physio and come to play for Ghana at his own cost. This player who will leave everything that he's doing and come and qualify Ghana to the World Cup when everybody knew that Partey's injury situation is not allowing him to renew his Arsenal's contract and therefore he should concentrate and get his contract renewed. He will say, look, Arsenal, I have to go and serve my country. He will come. Meaning, Partey a colony, sabi taflache. Is Partey not a human being? He can't forsake. He cannot forsake.
He mentioned performance.
Look,
you say performance, commitment.
You and Susu here know why I was not on scorecard last weekend, isn't it? I'm human. I came here. I watched the Manchester United game here.
You were literally ready to go.
2 minutes to the program. You all saw what happened to me. I had to leave.
Yep.
That is what makes me humans.
Yep.
Agreed?
True.
So, Oto Addo, you should rather be questioning your own commitment. When did you become committed to the Black Stars? After you more or less drag the name of this country in the mud at the World Cup, so this is not a job that is appeasing to me. When did you start showing proper commitment to our cause? Now that you've shown commitment to our cause too, you can't coach. You don't know how to coach. You are so bad a coach. Everything you touch when it comes to coaching is from bad to worse. Then you sit, look, you saw the arrogance with which he was answering those questions. We needed him to talk like that after the last 2 games.
He's been like that since we gave him the job from the World Cup.
Just rubbishing everybody, rubbishing every question by any journal, left, right, center. You rubbish the commitment level of these players. You said they are not good enough. They are not up to the standard. So Ghanaian, don't think your players are up to the level you think they are. He said that. When we lost those 2 games very painfully, those 2 games that has virtually ensured that we will not qualify to the AFCON. When he got the chance to speak on the matter, he informed all of us that, look, don't rate these players the way you see them. They are not up to the level. They are not there yet. Now the same players you rubbish 3-4 days after rubbishing them, when they went to play under better coaches who know their left from their right, who know how to manage this place, we all saw the performance.
Semenyo was scoring against a Pep Guardiola team.
Inaki's 2 goals in 2 minutes. Semenyo for the past 3 weeks.
In fact, Semenyo is either scoring or assisting in every other game.
Please, FPL, put him in your team.
You understand what I'm saying? Now you rubbish these boys, and then when given that, look, his demeanor at the press conference yesterday was so disheartening, so disrespectful.
He's been like that from day one. I don't know why you guys are now noticing it.
After he would have calmed down, reflected on the previous 2 results, and see reality in front of the look. This team is not going to qualify to the AFCON. So what do I do to encourage everybody, to get the people of this country to understand that, look, it is very possible that we are not going to qualify, but I'm the man for the job. Believe in me. And if you are the man for the job, look, in difficult times, who should you be calling upon? You should be calling upon the leader within the playing body.
Mm-hmm.
There's no member of the playing team who questions the leadership of Thomas Partey. Not even Andre. Andre knows that in his absence, Partey has proven that he's a very able captain. When Partey is around, there's complete harmony. There's discipline in the camp. If anybody is going to create any chaos, it's been you, Oto Addo, and Ketokreku. You go and insult our players in front of the cameras, and you sit there and you don't know how to tell them that, look, young man, you don't do that to my players. There have never been an issue of discipline. You cannot question the commitment level of Thomas Partey. Look, from a reliable source, Thomas Partey truthfully missed those 2 games because he was indeed that. Now, if the man is ill and you are telling him that he should board the plane and fly to,
I know specifically what was wrong with him, but I don't think it's something I need to put on air.
And I'm saying that,
and he couldn't have traveled.
And you know when you're ill, sometimes when you're ill, sometimes they don't even allow you to board a plane because they're afraid that you die or something.
You can infect
have
people
a medical emergency. You're not supposed to fly when you're sick.
And it's surprising that Oto Addo don't know that. It's surprising that you don't know that a player is ill and he cannot get on board. And
I guess
what's happening?
When it's a telltale signs, really, like I'm saying, it's just a telltale signs of a manager who's really
sinking
under the weight of
and
the
for me,
expectation.
like Susu rightly said, the management committee, Dr. Randy Abbey, we hear you are the de facto chairman of the Black Stars. No one Kenya fair football. You people have said you've been doing football for ages. We saw you people doing Nyantechi area. You not allow him to sleep. Now the baton has been given to you people. You allow this man to do this thing.
And I was about to say something because I feel like when decisions like this are being taken, yes, the head coach has a right to take them, but there are
has
people
to be discussed.
Exactly, because look, you can't have Partey captain once and then do Matrai Makwe with Kudus. It doesn't work. It's almost as if you don't understand what leadership means to the culture of the team. You don't understand how leadership affects
somebody who's been a player before. Somebody who played under Sika. Look, take it or leave it. Sika Kono doing his days as Black Stars captain was one of the very distinguished Black Stars captain I've seen.
It never gets spoken about enough, actually.
Look, but after Abedi Pele, he took over the bar.
Yes.
And he calmed the nerves of every player in that team. Sika could captain the likes of Sam Johnson, the likes of Kwame Ayo at the time, the likes of Neo Datelam Temunada.
Sami Kufo,
he could captain them. And Oto Addo,
those are way bigger egos, bigger stars than what we have now.
So you should understand the importance of having the leader. Look, my honest advice to the Ayu Jordan, don't accept the captaincy.
Yeah,
It's difficult.
No, he has to. Yeah, Ghanaians would understand him if he decide not to captain the team.
No, his house wouldn't allow him to not decide.
It even makes sense because, truth be told, he should have never been looked over for Kudus.
Exactly.
Experienced person.
No, I did not say I to tell Pansana pray.
They are coming to circle back to me.
Kudus your captain.
So how does Jiku feel in all of this?
I'm coming there. I mean, Oleni, you have drawn the organogram. That if Andre is not there, it's Thomas Partey.
The what?
The organogram.
Organogram.
You've drawn the organogram. That if Andre is not there, it is what? Partey. If Partey is not there, it is Jiku. If Jiku is not there, it is what? Kudus. Now you bypass Jiku and gave it to the last on the list. Now the two of them are there. You are saying that you want to protect Kudu. He's not ready yet to be a leader.
You didn't know this.
What sense did you realize that the young man was not ready to be a leader?
But clearly, you also agreed he wasn't ready, or you would have made him third.
You understand? When did you realize that the young man wasn't ready? Don't
forget he gave him number 10 jersey instead of his.
And he had 2 opportunities to rectify
That's
that.
Oto Addo.
The first game against Sudan here, all of us here said that Kudu shouldn't captain the team away from Ghana in Sudan. Liberate the young man, liberate him, allow him to be free and let him play his game, all to the benefit of the team. You've not shown proper commitment to the progress of our team. Your decisions making have been extremely, very, very bad, both off and on the pitch. Your coaching has been bad. Do you call that commitment? Do you call that commitment?
It is only his ego that has been there.
You call that commitment?
Negative.
Can you look at yourself in the mirror, Oto Addo? Can you people look at it and say, look, when it comes to the Black Stars, you've managed it with dignity and pride. can you look yourself and say that to yourself? You cannot, because it's been that bad.
And now there are reports.
And then you are portioning blames. You want to blame Partey. Look, Partey has been a faithful servant to the cause of the Black Stars.
There are reports actually circling and basically saying that Partey has actually been suspended from the national team.
By who?
Oto
Addo.
Hold on.
He went on tour.
Hold on, I'm telling you.
Hold on. Relax.
I've gotten that information as well.
That Partey has been suspended.
Yeah, like
By who?
as in they are going to overlook him for the next couple of
I'm
games.
telling you, people are wanting to retire from the team. When I said that,
I told you that this team. I told you that this team. Hold on. Before I told you that there were before this week. I told you that there were players who, based on all the things happening, I'm not mentioning Partey specifically, but there were players based on all the things that were happening who were not happy with.
Look, they don't like you.
They don't want to come back.
They don't want Oto Addo to be their
They don't want to come back.
I'm telling you honestly.
And now
I have reliable report from. I've spoken to
you see the things he's saying. Now listen to what he said. He said, based on the parameters of commitment, discipline, and performance he gave, he has decided not to invite Partey, but it is not permanent.
It's not permanent.
What does that tell
What
you?
does that tell you? What does that tell you?
It just hasn't been spoken in plain
language.
That's
also a bad coaching.
That's also
You can suspend our captain.
They should be able to tell us truthfully that you suspended.
But
why would you go around and hide it?
And that's the funny thing. This is not. I feel like all the things happening now are not purely an Oto Addo thing. The GFA are neck deep in all.
Keto Kreku is
they are all neck deep in what's
involved in this decision.
They are neck deep in what is happening.
Look, go and beat Angola, because if you don't do that, maybe you don't have to come again.
look, when Charles Taylor said that Oto Addo is the coach who does not listen, don't think he just said it out of hatred. I have been in a space, and I choose my words carefully, where it's been said by an important person that the coach does not listen. He wants to behave like a modern day coach who feels he's on top of
everything.
Coach, wrap it up for me.
So look, for me, everybody knows my stand on this matter, and week in, week out, day after day, time after time, we are all being vindicated. Ghana, this is the worst decision we've taken in decades when it comes to our Black Stars of Ghana. Look, it is so clean, clear, and godly that you need to sack this man. It is clear, it is clean, and it is. Look, the sacking of Oto Addo is godly, will be godly, it will be a godly act.
Hallelujah.
Because he's causing us great damage. The damage he's causing is beyond repairs.
But Ben, this is all we're talking about now in relation to sacking Oto Addo and what have you. It comes to his contract and details in his contract.
You see?
And what we've committed to. That should we?
Do we even know anything about that?
We don't know his contract.
Or you know a few things. Drop the beans.
I will take the FA to court if after sacking Oto Addo we have to pay them any compensation.
Oh, you then get your lawyer ready.
No, lawyers are ready. Do you know why I'll take him to court? Do you know why I'll get the taxpayer will not pay Oto Addo that compensation because we will prove to the court that if the FA intentions were godly and they had no intention of paying the man compensation, they wouldn't have given the job to the man who didn't meet one of the requirements for them, because they knew that they put, and we will establish the relationship between Keto Kreku and Oto Addo. Why this appointment was mischievous, and it was never in the interest of Ghana. I said it here before the appointment, so we are waiting. His bad coaching will simply mean that, like Susu said, we have to sack him, and we will. The taxpayer, the FA will cough out Oto Addo's compensation from their coffers. Nothing. It will never happen.
But well, I mean,
look,
it's the
we will go to the court.
well,
We will
right?
prove
Yeah,
that. We will prove to the court that if somebody is coming to work here at Citi FM, Channel 1 TV, and the person does not meet the requirement, the CV of the person for far below the standard, and you give the job and the person messes up, you pay the person.
You have malicious intentions.
The intentions was clear, and my voices are here. Ghana, we will now go to that Mensa and those appointment committee people. You see what you've done to Ghana? Have you seen? Nobody should apologize to the people of this country. You reap what you sow.
Fair.
You allow Ketokreku to use you with all your pride, all your establishment, the respect we have for you and all that.
We don't even know if Ket
Ketokreku
took their
to use
counsel.
you.
We don't even know if he listened to
No,
that.
but they bought into it because we told them, and the Oto Addo PowerPoint presentation was the best. These were the things we're telling us.
But Ben,
PowerPoint, Papa Bank.
Why did he even get the chance to do a PowerPoint? You gave a list. And
Yeah.
you said, what they
They
say
didn't
was
follow
it
that.
10?
They didn't follow
We
that.
should actually
15
find
years
that
experience,
Uh-huh.
the
They didn't
track
follow
record
that. They
of
did not follow
developing
that.
players.
Thank you.
Your tactics
The
or
committee
your
that was
philosophy
set
hold on,
never
should
followed that.
align with the Ghana football
you.
DNA.
He doesn't
You should
make
know how to
any of
develop players, and then you
Should have-
get disciplinary.
You should have
And then he
experience in
said-
reconstructing
Yes,
teams.
and then they said
Aminu
15 years.
Shado said all those things will be evidence for
Okay, but you-
when Chris Hughton was in, you might
They
Aminu Shado.
say if Otoado had been allowed to continue after the World Cup, we would have been in a
It's
better
always
place.
been a plan. Randy Abetu doctor said the same thing. Remember, in trying to rubbish Chris Hughton at the time.
But-
Backing, it's always been their plan.
Let's even just
I'm
use,
sure they're not
let's,
pay
let's
compensation.
even just use 2 of the criteria. 15 years experience and track record of winning.
Only
What head coach job has Oto Addo done to say he has 50?
So
The
we
only
go to
head
the
coach
court.
job he's done is
The
our
Black
team.
Stars.
I think he also did Hamburg under 19s, if I remember correctly.
Just say.
He also did Hamburg under 19. So those are
You
the 2
question the
jobs.
commitment of
Those are the
Thomas
2
Partey.
jobs that are on his CV.
What is your
There are
commitment?
There are 2 head coach jobs that are on his CV. Where's his track record of winning in those jobs? Because we saw him at he didn't win any World Cup qualifier.
Look,
he
we
drew 2.
conceded 7 goals in 30 minutes at the World Cup under
No,
Oto Addo.
no.
Since he returned, have we ever kept a clean sheet before? We can't keep a clean sheet against Niger. We can't keep clean sheet against Sudan.
His
What
first,
is that?
His
And
first,
clean
his
sheet
first,
for
his
Central
first
African
spell.
Republic.
If I remember correctly, he won 1 competitive game from about 7 because he did the 2 games against Nigeria.
Yeah.
He did, I think, Madagascar and Central African Republic.
He won only one.
He only beat Madagascar at home. The World Cup, he didn't win anything. So that's
World Cup, he won 1
He
game.
won one game
He won
against
against
Korea.
South Korea.
Okay, sorry. So that's 2 out of 7.
3-2. 3-2.
Yeah, so that's 2 out of 7. Is that a track record of winning? 2 out
Wow.
of 7
I said,
games at senior level. Is that a track record of
taxpayer
winning?
of Ghana will not pay Oto Addo unless I am dead and buried. I'm telling you,
look,
my
Ben.
lawyers are ready for this matter.
Look, Ben.
We need to move it on, though. We need to move it on.
Quickly. The FA is being careful in that there are clauses in his contract, as I indicated earlier, and one of them is not qualifying for AFCON in Morocco 2025. So
I.e., if he doesn't qualify,
you go.
go.
outside,
but
you compensation.
You go.
So it's one
No
of the clauses
compensation.
in the
Yeah,
contract.
but if it's a clause,
So
then
if
he
he
goes to
doesn't-
compensation.
So if he doesn't, okay, so is it
So
that?
first
hold
off,
on, I just want to find out. Do the clauses say that if he doesn't qualify for the AFCON and the World Cup, he goes, or if he doesn't qualify for the AFCON
and
the
the World Cup.
is it and
or
And the
and?
World Cup.
and the World Cup?
Yeah.
So meaning that.
they'll give him a chance to play the
Hold on,
qualifiers too.
relax. So from what you're saying, Abeku, so what you're saying is to be believed. You're saying that there are 2 conditions in Oto Addo's contract that will allow Ghana to kick him out of a job without paying anything.
That you should believe.
Those conditions are qualifying Ghana to the AFCON and the World Cup. So clearly the AFCON we are not going to qualify. So that
but
is
we have
option 1.
we have 2 games, which the FA.
We won't qualify. Why are you a juju man?
But this so option 1.
We won't qualify.
So
We won't
we are
qualify.
saying
We won't
that option
qualify.
1 is gone.
So Kwesi Appiah will drop the ball and let you people qualify. It won't happen in a
So
100
we are
years.
saying
Stop
that option 1 is gone. So for Oto Addo to leave without tying compensation around our necks, he has to fail to qualify to the World Cup.
But then again, are we willing to let him stay from what we are seeing? Because the contract again is a performance based contract. We
No
need to see
problem.
him
So
prove
once it is a performance based contract,
And he
the
doesn't
GM
perform.
good,
He goes.
What is that?
So
So
then
right
it
now,
comes
if we
back
are
to-
judging him on performance,
we are
he
not there.
started with the World Cup qualifier
Yep.
and won 1 game, 1 of 2.
Yeah.
He won
We
2.
lost.
2 of 2 against Mali and against. I think he lost.
He's
we've won.
won
The
2
first
of,
one.
because we lost to Comoros.
Comoros. He lost. No, the World Cup qualifiers, he's actually doing well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
2
I
of
will
3.
give it to
2
him.
of 3. Lost to Comoros.
I believe
Beat
he has
Mali
9
in
points.
Bamako.
Yeah, it's
6 points. Beat Mali in Bamako, and then we beat Central Africa.
Yeah, so it's 3 out of 12. 3 out of
9.
9.
2 out of 3.
Yes.
2 games out.
So
of
6
3.
points out of 9.
No,
6 out of
it's
9.
9 out of 12.
No.
we've
We haven't
not
played 4
played- we've
games.
not
There are
played 4
3
matches.
games we've played.
We've not played 4 matches.
International break is 2-2.
Yes, but I'm saying that we haven't played the World Cup qualifier since June.
We've only played 2 qualifiers.
Yes.
Played
3
3
qualifiers. actually.
qualifiers. Comoros, the 1-0 loss.
Then the Mali and
Then
the
Mali and Central African Republic. So if we are saying that his stay or exit is based on performance,
Yeah.
I don't think that the FA needs to dilly-dally around the matter.
yeah, sure.
The performances are right there in front of you.
Will they go
4
explain to the government?
Relax. 4 AFCON qualifying games. You haven't won any. Even if
They are juju men. They believe in miracles.
even if you win the last 2 and Sudan gets 1 point, they are gone. You are
They-
not.
they believe
Ben,
Sudan
that
won't get
is-
that 1 point.
That is Ben. It is that Ghana's failure to make the next AFCON is fertile ground
to sack Oto
on
Addo.
which to sack any coach, whether it is Oto
Men are
Addo,
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola, or Dominic Tedesco. If
sack
you
them
cannot
immediately.
qualify your team to the AFCON, you are
sacked.
getting sacked. I don't know how we are.
Ghana.
No way.
The elite. 24 countries out of 51, 52 or 53.
Some of them
Well,
have
Bemi,
been banned.
Ghana,
If
Bemi.
I remember, Kenya, I think, are banned.
What?
Yeah.
Some teams are banned. So if you can't be 24 out of 50, whatever.
It's like you taking half of the qualifying group.
Let me read
countries.
it. Let me read messages. A couple of them have come
There
in,
are
and
50
then
countries playing the qualifier. They are taking half of 50. Then you are not part. Then you want to stay in the job.
Imagine.
Who born dog?
Lambert in Totowa says, "Good evening, Ben and team. Can you believe the only time Oto excited me since he took over is dropping Partey? I don't like players who disrespect their national team.
That wasn't the case.
I don't even think Partey has
must
disrespected
be
his
put
national
clear
team.
that
The
Partey has
player
never-
said he was not
And
well.
It is proven that he was indeed not well.
I don't even understand how
What
well
sort
this
of behavior is this?
Akwesi from Kumasi says, please allow Otto. We, the Arsenal fans, are so happy that he left our party. We need him wrapped in ice for our fixtures after the international break. Ose Oto Addo, way. Apu. Kobe from Agbogba says, hey, so the FA isn't going to sack this coach. We won't qualify for the World Cup. Yo. Bernard says, Ben, just tell Otto that we don't care what he does. As for the AFCON, it's gone. Just like coach collected his name because of Baby Jet. Me too. I want to collect my name some. Nashville is part of the host cities of the World Cup. I'm in Tennessee waiting for Mo Kudus. Otto must qualify for 2026 World Cup. Greetings to my former colleague Coach Susu and Rapper Kwao with the weight banger. Elon from Tema says Otto is absolutely clueless. He doesn't even know who should captain his team. If the coach is clueless, why wouldn't the players also be clueless about what they are doing on the pitch?
Bohobium.
Alvinho from Akosombo says, I thought Avram Grant was disrespectful, but Otto is rather the most rude, arrogant, and incompetent coach Ghana has ever had. Christian, texting from Tema Comty5 says, good evening, Ben. Listening to the best sports show I love to enjoy on Friday. Otto's decision to hand the captaincy to Jordan is a clear indication of a leader who cannot stamp his authority and go by his words. If he's saying Kudus needs to grow into that leadership role, what then went into the decision to make Kudus the captain against Sudan in those 2 games? I tell you what, he has completely lost the dressing room and doesn't deserve to handle this team. Greetings to Coach Chris, and please wish my good friend Hamida Awudu a happy birthday in advance. So Hamida will hear it. This one says, thank you guys for the party issue. If I were him, I wouldn't even bother to come anymore. Upon all the career-threatening injuries he came to play, but Ghanaians complain about his commitment. The coach is nothing to write him about, not to talk of management. Cheer. This one says, Kwesi from Tema and a teacher as well.
Sound effects killed me.
He says, please, have you observed that since Otto became Black Stars coach, he has not given a straight answer to questions asked by journalists? Even that alone disqualifies him.
Yes.
I've told you people here that whenever journalists ask questions, when you ask him tactical questions, he responds like you don't have the who are you to be questioning him about? It's crazy. He says, what has he done in football to be telling a player not to come and play? He is a confused man. Harrison Addo from Hacho says that Team Panorama, please tell our coach he's absolutely confused. Now that the Ket administration have stopped influencing him, please, Otto, resign honorably.
Honestly.
John in assignment says, whether you use Pythagoras theorem or quadratic equation, no qualifications. Philemon Political from Sandema says, I think Otto not calling Partey to Black Stars is his best decision so far. Partey has shown Ghanaians time without number. He's not committed. The time we needed him the most, he disappointed us. I'm not sure where
Which
A
time?
lot of
those are a lot of allegations you are making.
I actually want to respond
Yeah, respond to that.
That this time about him faking injuries and things.
What's
Don't
about
you see
faking
him getting injured all the time?
I'm
at
surprised.
Aston?
Watch the man.
In fact, hold on.
He's
In
a
fact, let's clear that.
physically
In
fit player.
fact,
It's not
the last major injury Partey suffered
Was with the
was
Black
with
Stars.
when we went for the USA
He
Mexico
played
game.
on an
In
national
fact,
team
in fact,
and got injured.
in
That
fact,
kept him for
and
6-7
months. And let me put something on record. There's something people
What
don't
is
know.
that?
When players suffer major injuries
Injury.
like that outside of their
Clubs.
you don't get paid.
You don't get paid.
For the spell he was injured for
This
that
is a player
USA
who is
Mexico.
taking
And
over
I'm telling you
£200,000
this
a
on
week.
record. For the spell that he got injured for that USA Mexico games, Aston were not paying him
For
his salary.
close to 7-8 months.
They were not paying him.
Jan
So,
Panica.
unless you get injured in the club,
Then today
if you go and get
then-
injured in your national team, they won't pay you
Then
because
today-
they have to use their money and their resources
to treat the injury.
atone for what your national team did. So that and if you remember correctly, that injury came about because we failed to adhere to the instructions they gave us.
Gave us that.
He had been injured for a certain spell. They told us that when you bring the guy, playing him as a lone six will cause him to exert too much energy. So don't play him two halves. Play him only one half and rest him. We didn't do any of those things, and then he got injured, and then they were forced to bring their physio with him the next 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
He had to come to the national team. So as for Partey, I'm
Then you
and
tell her and
look,
question his
I'm really
commitment.
I'm looking forward to him.
Pardon,
I'm looking forward to him granting an exclusive
He will
about
speak.
his time in the
Spend the
national
right
team.
to
Me, I have to say, I have not been impressed with Partey's performances for the national team. I'll say it.
Those are different issues.
Different
people,
circumstances. Yep.
to understand people's frustration, but to say Partey is
It's
faking
not-
injuries,
that's
I feel
just-
like you see, if this was someone who played 38 games a season for his
Then
club,
you can say that.
but remember when Arsenal were buying Declan Rice? You remember we had
Yes.
this conversation that Partey's appearances in the 2 seasons before
Have been
was
sketchy.
the same appearances that Declan Rice had made in just the last season.
Yes, in
Do you
one
remember-
season.
Do you remember
the
we had
number of
this-
games Partey played in 2 seasons?
Declan had played in
in
one
one
season.
season? Remember we made this
Yeah,
point
I
that that's
remember.
why the Arsenal were buying Declan Rice because Partey was not reliable.
Yes.
This was our point too. Partey is not reliable, so Declan Rice is coming to replace him because he's not reliable. This is what we are talking about his Arsenal career. So how can you come and tell me that
And
that
question
player
his commitment.
is faking injuries? You see.
Anyway,
and that's my
The team
issue.
is heading for the rocks, Mom. As for the Black Stars, just before we move it on.
Just a point of correction. I think you were right on the World Cup qualifying game. So Ghana has played 4
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
Played 4
4
games.
We've played 4 games. So 2 we played
Because
2
usually in
under
the-
Chris Hughton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I
We
think-
lost to
yeah.
Comoros and beat Madagascar. You remember the Iñaki Williams header?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last minute goal.
Yeah,
That's
last
what I was
minute
saying. The
goal. I'm
international
checking.
break.
It's two- it's
usually
always
we played
in
2
pairs.
games. That's why I was.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So you were
correction-
right.
correction
we
well
played
noted.
2 games under Otto.
So we have 9
2
points
under.
now.
So
Yeah,
we've
9
won
from
3
12.
of 4. So Susu is right. Susu, thank
That's why they are keeping Otto. They think we will qualify them
Oh,
for the
no
World
more.
Cup. Anyway, let's move it on. Oto Addo, I wish you well. I hope you can win your next 2 games. Maybe
At least get some respectability.
Pass
Don't
no
wait
way.
for
And-
Liverpool.
because-
and Hearts of Oak 2 are leading 1-0.
Hearts are coming.
Because
They are
guys,
back.
I don't know about you guys, but
Phobia.
if we fail to qualify for an AFCON without winning a single game,
Otto is look. Not
That's
even-
the
even
most
say he's
disgraceful performance in Ghanaian
so
history.
cool. Slow banana idole man.
let's go to the Premier League. There's a lot happening there. They say House of Oak have scored. I hope they can hold the lead because these days.
Phobia.
Charlie, Watara really make hot for that team inside. Anyway,
You force us to start talking about him on scorecard.
let's get into
Maoli Wayo.
Yeah.
So that's Maoli Wayo's second goal
scoring,
in
yeah.
straight games, right? Because last week he
Yeah.
scored against Mediama,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they
we have
they are
3 big
leading.
games. 3
They are
big
leading.
games this weekend. So United, Leicester.
Champion game.
Is that
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
What
that.
was that?
United Leicester is in the mix. We have Arsenal Chelsea, which is our feature game, which is where the famous quotes
that
came
one is
from.
big. That one is big.
And then there's Aston Villa
Chelsea,
Liverpool.
Arsenal, actually.
Aston Chelsea Arsenal. And then there's Aston Villa Liverpool. That's a good game as well.
Liverpool at
Brighton
home.
Man City.
Let's start.
Are you sure, man?
Oh,
You
don't do that.
is a
Don't do
big
that.
game.
Charlie.
Charlie,
Someone
don't
want
do
carry.
It's a big team
Someone want
playing a
carry.
game. It's a big team.
Someone want carry.
I like the way the guy is described. Let me stay with you. Stay on the beats for me.
It's a big team playing a game. It's
You-
not a big game.
You have a statistical preview on the big game this
Yes,
weekend.
Ruth Van Nistelrooy is the last one.
Arsenal clearly, like you said, they've hit a mini wall.
Oh, yeah,
as
yeah.
things stand now, they are struggling to score goals, struggling to find goals, and then chance creation itself has been even a little sketchy. Chelsea might miss Palmer in a game like this, and he's been everything for them this season.
100%.
Balance that out for me.
Lisandro Martinez. How do you susu such a player? The man is not far from gravity. Then you want to susu him. You go to injury. You go.
He'll be back for the game. He'll be back for the game. Talk to me about that game. I'll pull out a few quotes from the article so people can go and read it and then enjoy
one
the
thing I'll
stuff.
say is this is a must-win game for us now. Because if you look at the gap between them, Liverpool and Man City, they can't let the gap get any bigger. They really can't. Because right now it's 7 points with Liverpool, 5 points with City, if I'm not mistaken. You can't let the gap get any bigger at this stage of the season. Because if you go into the international break, it's 9-10 points, from Liverpool and about 8-7 points for Man City. You are not going to make it by the end of the season. You've played a lot of hard games, granted, a lot of tough away games. You've gone to St. James's Park, you've gone to Villa Park, you've gone to the Etihad, you've gone to White Hart Lane. That's great. It means that your fixture.
Did you say White Hart Lane?
The new Tottenham.
I said White Hart Lane. I've updated myself.
How old are you again? I haven't had White Hart Lane in such a long time.
To be fair, they did build the stadium at the site of the old White Hart Lane. So geographically, I am correct. But look,
Go ahead.
These are tough because look, Spurs have been great at home. Very difficult team to beat.
Yeah.
All of those things. These are very difficult away games. They've not won all of them. They've won one. They've avoided defeat in two. Lost one at St. James Park. I know they won at Villa Park as well. So some good results have come out of all of this. But going on a run in the second half of the season, you can't put yourself under that pressure to win, let's say 19 out of 25 of the games going forward. That kind of pressure is a lot for any team. You are making it too difficult for yourself. You need to be within touching distance because you will drop points.
Yeah.
You are not going to go on a record and beating whatever. You will drop points. So you need to put yourself in a position that there's not too much to do. That's why I'm afraid. And the truth is,
they're getting Odegaard back to just in case.
Yeah. Odegaard is coming. He came on in the Champions League and stuff. Whether he's fit enough to play the 90 minutes.
Yeah,
and I hope he doesn't go on international break. I know some people say, no, seriously, because he's just coming back. And I know it's an
And it was
honor
on
to
this
play for
same
your
international
country
break
that he got injured.
Yeah.
I know it's an honor to play for your country and all that, but sometimes too, your career matters as well. So I just hope he doesn't go international break, because sometimes that international break you go and play, depending on where you are and what is happening with your country, is useless. Partey like this, even if he was fit, I would not want him to come for this international break, because what's the point?
No point.
What's the point? Because even if we win those games, it's very likely we won't qualify. So Arsenal have a very tough ask. Luckily for them, because Odegaard is coming back, even if they do lose that game, I think they're out of the title race if they lose. That's my personal opinion. But luckily for them, if Odegaard comes back and stays fit, they'll be in a very good position. They'll play a lot better. The defense is excellent. It's been excellent. They should be fine. But the attack will get a lot better. Saka and Odegaard sharing that creative bed will make a lot of difference. Because Saka on his own, he's a one-man team. He can create stuff. But
can score.
When you're the only one and everyone knows you're the only one, it's
harder.
very easy to
you are the target of the opponent scouting report.
Look, I really want to see Arsenal win this game. I want them to make it a title race. I want them to win something, because look, what they've done over the last 2 seasons has been incredible to watch. Where Arteta has taken them from to where they are now is great, and you want to see it rewarded with a league title, because they already won an FA Cup. So a league title, a Champions League is what I want to see from this team.
I want to ask Chris this, and when the big games come about, I always like to quiz Chris, if you are Mikel Arteta, do you throw Odegaard in from the start of this game, a very important game, knowing everything that has happened, the pressure on Arsenal, the fact that they don't want to fall too far behind Liverpool and Man City?
You see, it depends. And this is because, you see, if he sees him at the training ground every day, they know what level he finds himself, and they know the level required of him in such a big game. If you were to throw him there from the start, is he going to last the entire 90 minutes? If he can play for 90 minutes, then you throw him in there from the start. But if he cannot, you have to decide at what point do you think, per his fitness level currently, you can get him in there to impact the game, not to just have him in there, because he's an impactful player. If I have my way, it is a local derby, full of tension.
Hard tackles.
Hard tackles will flow. that Caicedo and those people in the midfield.
Yep.
Yeah,
Odegaard will be in and around those guys.
Last weekend they were causing problems.
You understand? Odegaard will be in and around those guys. So I will not throw him in there from the start. I think I will have to, because look, what Arsenal cannot afford to do is to get him in there and then he gets injured again and then he goes. It's going to worsen their situation, because we've all seen that in his absence they've overly relied on Saka, who himself has not been 100% fit. So it is harming the progress of the team in that. Look, I watched them against Inter Milan. There were points in the game where that Arsenal patience that we are used to seeing, they were rather floating the ball into the box, hoping that Havertz would get on the end of one of those crosses.
Against 3 centre backs.
He's not going to win any. So they have to find a way of building up and then establishing some form of rhythm. I'm happy Partey will be in midfield. I'm happy he will be in midfield alongside Declan Rice. Then they are sure that at least with the centre back pair back, Saliba is back, Gabriel is back, and all the guys are back. They know they will create chances. So it's a 50-50 thing. Arteta has a decision to make.
On the flip side, if Chelsea don't have Cole Palmer, does it level the game?
That is, if the two teams don't have their keeper.
For example,
of course,
so if Arsenal don't have
but
Odegaard and Chelsea don't have Cole Palmer,
I think
does
with
it
that Cole Palmer,
level?
Chelsea is going to be worse off, because I have seen Arsenal play regularly without Odegaard, but I've not seen Chelsea play regularly without Cole Palmer. And Cole Palmer brings the composure, the calmness to the final pass. If you watch that Chelsea team play, everybody is somehow in a rush to quicken things. But when it gets to Palmer, he just changes the tempo. And normally the opposition finds it very difficult to switch in between the tempo when it is changing like that. We are playing that the ball gets to a player, he just slows everybody down, and by the time you realize, bang, the pass is gone. So without him, I think Chelsea will suffer. Chelsea will be overly predictable. That is Madueke, is what the one the ball
Neto.
Neto. Bang.
Sancho might come.
Forget about that guy. He's not only doing anything proper.
I was deliberately avoiding mentioning the name Sancho.
You
know the irony of this situation. There was no bigger Sancho fan on this planet than this man.
He's not couch for the EPL. He's a good player.
I'm not even mentioning. I'm saying that the coach seems to like him.
He does. No, Maresca does actually like him.
He does like him. Of course,
if you put Sancho against Rhys James,
a few weeks ago, he did make a point that
he's not going to do anything.
He felt Sancho was.
Rhys James will take every ball from him.
He will pocket him quick.
Rhys James will pocket him. Even Gusto, the hairdresser, will pocket him. Simple.
I'm just mentioning who the coach likes. I beg you.
Let's talk about Villa Liverpool. I think that will be a really interesting game, because Unai Emery obviously likes to play a high line, likes to press. They got beaten pretty badly in their last game in the league.
I think they've lost three
in a row. And then they lost strangely in the Champions League. Tyrone Mings, my very good friend, with the
Steven Gerrard's friend,
with a schoolboy mistake.
How are you expecting that kind of game to play out? Villa's high line on the back of 3 defeats. Liverpool scoring twice in 3 minutes to rescue their last game, and then also big win in the Champions League for them. Just balance it up.
I fancy Liverpool. I expect them to build, because look, Liverpool should be looking at Man City and looking at Arsenal. That these two teams are to some extent struggling now. So it's an opportunity for them to keep winning games. No matter how they win it, they have to win it. So because of that, I fancy them. And the likes of VVD, and there are some Liverpool players who are in their final year of their contract and nothing is being said. Trent, Van Dijk, and then Salah. These guys will fancy that. Look, if our contracts are not going to be renewed, it will be a perfect way to exit. Let's go win the league and then exit. So for me, and for the fact that Villa themselves are struggling, they are struggling. They've lost 3 games, and they lost very badly to Spurs, having taken the lead last week.
That was a very shocking result.
That was a shocking result, because in that first half they were absolutely brilliant. Maybe, and Unai Emery, they are not used to this. I don't
the
remember
extra games.
The extra games in the Champions League.
It was always going to be a problem.
It was always going to be a problem. Very, very difficult.
And don't forget, the Champions League games are also expanded now, so there are more games
to be played. And Liverpool relatively are used to that. So look, with the form of Salah and then whatever Liverpool seems, Luis Diaz is in the form of his life. I expect that Liverpool midfield to. So for Villa, they cannot go high line completely. At some point in time, there has to be a balance. When do they go high? I think they should only go high when they are genuinely pressing the ball from the front. When the likes of Oli Watkins and those guys up, then you can go. Because if they allow VVD and Trent to have time on the ball whilst they press high,
and the players,
every Liverpool forward can run in behind. Nunez does that. Luis Diaz does that. Mohamed Salah does that. Even from midfield, Gakpo does that. So you have to be very careful. There has to be a balance on that. Look, I think that on form and on the fact that Villa are struggling,
very bad defensive record this
very
season.
bad. I expect Liverpool to just continue winning.
Continuing. Let me go through the full fixture list.
I have a question. Are you going
games.
to ask us to do predictions today?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to the
I have
games.
a
I have a suggestion.
Ben, there big games for the weekend. Nebo Manchester Leicester. You've not spoken about Manchester Leicester.
But before, if you're going to do predictions, I have a suggestion. Let's make it interesting. Let's have a scoreboard. Let's start keeping score. So Edem will keep score. When you have your game and you say this team will win, this team will draw.
Yeah.
You get your 1
So
point.
so we get points.
Fair game.
Points for who?
Fair game.
The prediction table. Who
Yeah.
needs to say?
Fair game.
I think it will be fine.
No, I think it's fair. Let's go around.
You have to keep score.
You have decided not to talk about Manchester
But I
United.
mentioned it.
Who have an interim manager who's playing his last game before the international break?
Oh, you see, the
I
thing
feel
is
it is
that
highly unfair
we are not. You see,
to not give a manager who's winning back to back for Manchester
in fact,
United.
as far as that game is concerned, I want to talk about Jordan and the amazing form that he's been in, especially off the bench for Leicester City. Look, they are playing him in practically the perfect role. Veteran guy sees the game well, comes in and gives them what they were lacking.
Leicester fans are they are going through a very interesting time.
And the way you make Ben Leo into talking about Leicester than
No, relax.
United, but I mean, they're
You know,
you have a left back you haven't seen in over a year. You are here talking about what? Where is Malacia? Manchester United fans, where is Tyrone Malacia?
They say Shaw has started.
Ben, talk about left backs who are back. Surprise! It doesn't look Shaw is fit.
Imagine.
Hey, look Shaw.
Nana, I say I want United Global. United fans listening on YouTube, Twitter.
They should tell us
where is Tyrone Malacia?
He's closer to being back.
Where? How? When? When was the last time you saw his feet? Tyrone Malacia has become like Sheikh Al-Thani. He has disappeared from the face of the earth.
That's a low blow.
Oh,
That's a low blow.
Susu, when was the last time you saw Tyrone Malacia? What haircut does he have now?
Don't bring up the shit. These days he has braids. No,
Malacia.
Yeah, he has braids.
Weeks.
A few weeks. But what are pictures? No, but
I have a question. What happened to Malacia? What was the issue?
okay, so this is it. So, you know, when he got injured,
What kind of team is this?
he went to the Netherlands to try and get treatment. But it looks that was a wrong decision because I think there was some misdiagnosis or something odd happened
Walashe.
in the bit of the treatment. So that set him back.
Man United misdiagnosis. Manchester United.
Very complicated story. Anyway, but we're talking about Leicester. Leicester fans in England, right? I know a couple of them, and they are in a very interesting place. They don't like Steve Cooper because they think he's an absolute downgrade.
Also, former Nottingham Forest.
Yes, and he's a former Forest guy and Leicester rival. And they think he's a downgrade on Maresca. But at the same time, the man too is giving them points and he's winning them matches. So it's left them a little confused as to how they want to feel about the team. But I guess to stay in this division, this is what you must do. You must be tough to beat. You must be solid. You must try and take your chances as and when you get them.
Ahmad Nasser from Kakra. Ahmad.
And then we'll see.
Ahmad. Ahmad is champion.
Ahmad is.
Where is Malacia?
Ahmad's performance yesterday. I was looking at the thing and I said, Eric Ten Hag, wherever you are, be very careful. Charlie, last night I could see that some of the porters wanted to write their things again. about Ghanaian player. Not knowing Ahmad has something special for Baba.
Charlie, they say, Mami, I hear say Malasia go peacekeeping. Oh, I mean.
It's not peacekeeping for where?
Lebanon.
Suriname or where?
Hey, Charlie, 1 year.
Ben, look,
Yo.
last time Luke Shaw played the game 9 or so months or something.
Are you sure? Has it been
Yeah,
that long?
the Euros?
No, for Man United.
For United.
Oh, United.
Yeah, he hasn't played.
Nine
So
months.
today Luke Shaw
Wow.
is training.
New manager has come. He needs to show up.
But
He's sharp. He needs to show up.
Hey,
So,
I think he's well suited for that left.
we'll see.
centre back.
Listen, it's, look, it's Ruud van Nistelrooy's last interim. It's Ma's last manager as interim.
Financial analysis, yes, sir.
I just hope that he can close it out well. There are still defects from the Ten Hag era,
Yep.
and he will have to try and get this team. It may not be a perfect performance, but he just needs to close out his run. 3 points, and then United will prepare for the new era. And
A few
Ruben
important
Amorim.
things I need to do.
The only problem
But let's
is
do
he
predictions.
wants
First.
to stay on. That's the problem.
No, nobody will
Tell
do
them,
that.
you have your pen and
Nobody's
paper.
keeping him anyway.
Please.
Please keep my predictions for me.
As for staying there, you can want to stay.
Big game. Big game predictions. In fact, Nathan, Man United Leicester
United to win.
by.
Oh,
Just win.
Yeah, United to win.
Hold it to your win. Abe could do Chelsea Arsenal.
I mean, why do you have that look on your face?
Like I've asked him to drink some bitters that's like very unpleasant. Chelsea Arsenal.
I hate to say Chelsea. I hate to say Chelsea will win, man.
You think they'll win?
Yeah, Arsenal. If Arsenal fail to,
Massa, give me prediction. Nothing. I'll be analysis. Give me prediction.
Arsenal need to find something. Arsenal need to find something. For this.
but I
Give a prediction.
Oh, this man. I saw. Like,
after crying.
After if not use percent,
But I feel Arsenal will win.
Arsenal will win.
Yeah.
Graham, do Liverpool Villa for me.
Oh, I agree with coach. Straight win.
Straight win.
Straight win. I'll even add for the investors over 2.5.
And then coach,
Yami.
I know this is straightforward, but Brighton Man City, the Amex.
Brighton to win.
Hey, Charlie! That is a serious prediction. And I know you're not making that on a whim.
Chris, why?
Just quick
Chris,
for
why?
30 seconds before we
See,
go.
No, more than 30 seconds.
They've rested
Mm-hmm.
for 7 days.
Yep.
Man City played in Europe. We saw how bad they were, and they are not the same team without Rodri. Now, when you start losing game that you least expect to lose, people now look at you as, after all, these guys, they're beatable.
Yep. You become more human to everybody.
Come on, let's go for it. And if you look, if Brighton would take their chances, don't be surprised if they win it. I know Man City are hurt. They are very angry.
They are very upset.
But I think a team that will match them for possession, match them for style and all that.
Brighton will be in there.
I look at City's defense, and I'm sure Danny Welbeck will be looking at that back
They are in
line
shambles.
and wondering.
They are
you know, if
they are
he can
considering
enjoy-
at least a goal or two every game.
But Chris makes a point about Man City being hurt, and they want to end this because it's not been a very pleasant 7 days
Bernardo
for them.
Silva said they are in a bad
They
situation.
said they're in a very bad place, and I think the Sporting
In
Lisbon.
fact, this is Pep's worst run since 2018.
The Sporting loss was really bad, and as to how Man City are sitting somewhere and now when they've been drawn into this narrative
They've lost 3 in a row.
around Ruben
lost to
Amorim,
Spurs,
blah blah
they
blah.
lost to Bournemouth,
I'm sure
they
they
lost
may
to
want to.
Sporting Lisbon.
I'm sure they may want to
Okay.
fight back. But just something happening in the Ghana Premier. I can say Vision FC
I thought you mentioned.
and House of Oak players are going at it on the sidelines. There's pushing and shoving on the sidelines there.
The guys they fight.
We like drama, don't you like drama?
Anyway, let me talk about a few things. So we are in the election season. So as part of our election coverage here at Channel 1 and City 97.3 FM, we have the most comprehensive website for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Charlie. We have everything, the data you need as far as finding out.
tapping,
yeah,
what tap
Charlie.
your-
Just
for
the
those,
candidates.
For those
Yeah.
who don't know, 70% of my work is current affairs here. So when I'm
Yeah.
doing this election,
Exactly.
I'm looking at these maps
Exactly.
and things. It's exciting.
So it's elections.citynewsroom.com.
Thank you.
Elections.citynewsroom.com. We have the most comprehensive
Every
The
single bit
database
of data
in this
you want.
country.
there used to be another site
As
out
fast.
there. I won't mention their
Yes.
name. We surpassed them now.
Yes.
Those who know.
elections.citynewsroom.com. Everything elections from as far back as you can remember, candidates, patterns, percentages. You can get
Everything
all of
is
that
there.
on elections.citynewsroom.com. So do go out there and get all your elections info on that.
Thank you.
While we are in the shout out space, we have gotten to the shout out door. Big shout outs to Shanton.
Oh,
The kebab has dropped.
Oh, no more bear.
The rabbit kebab has dropped.
Now good day.
The rabbit kebab has dropped. No, you see, if for those at the back who didn't hear me, I say the rabbit kebab has dropped. Mr. Stephen Hammond,
Mr. Hammond.
aka Shanton.
Obawo.
Oh, Charlie.
In boss Sudenchi.
And let me tell you that the Kivo Gary mix has also dropped. It went to a different situation, small, but
it's here.
But it is
And
with,
it's not easy,
it is with us.
Is it here now?
It is with
Story
us.
for your country.
It is with
not
us.
I've said
easy.
it before. My mom loves Gary, so I want my package
Yes.
to give to my
No,
mom.
you don't have a problem.
You don't have a problem.
You are
No.
sorted. So the Kivo people, big shout outs to the people at Kivo. Moye ni nyina Gary kakra, Sheto kakra.
Napo.
We go score goals like they dash points
Me
kakra.
fawo,
Ni
me
nyina.
fawo, me
Oh,
fawo.
Charlie. We dey do awesome. So let's do quick shout outs before we go, guys.
Two shout outs.
Shout out.
No.
Oh, yeah, no bike.
Me, I'm a teacher now. By the way, yes.
Start from
For this shout out, when I say this, I want you to ring the bell.
Oh yes.
Look, to one of the most hard-working young man
Oh.
I have ever seen in my life.
Oh yes. Who is
He's
this?
at the Roman Reach School where I work. When I mention his name,
Oh yes.
Anibel Agbe,
Ow.
to my one and only senior, my boss,
Oh, I know who it is.
Mr. Daniel
Ow.
Elikplim
Ow.
Kwame
Ow.
Calivo.
Is it the person I know? The great?
No,
It's not the great.
it's
one.
not the. This is the greatest. Oh, this is the greatest. Thank you, Mr. Daniel Elikplim Kwame Calivo.
Thank you.
Cali one.
Kali.
One.
Oh, Charlie.
He's the only Monsieur Calibo, but
Oh.
he doesn't teach French. No more. He's a wonderful
Kali
gentleman.
one.
Cali one.
Oh.
No more Daniel Elikplim. Yeah, Elikplim Calibo, the one and only.
Thank you.
No more. God bless you.
Thank you.
For all the help, for all the assistance to help me settle down.
Why you need
I am
na?
so grateful.
Why you
God
need
bless
na?
you, my brother.
Mr. Graham.
Oh, first I was give a shout out to our brother Yao Minta.
Oh.
The
International mint. LeBron James.
So you can see he ran away. He wanted to enjoy the birthday without us, so he ran away
Charlie.
and took leave. So yeah,
No, hard.
and the second one,
Big shout outs to Yao Minta. Big
the
happy birthday from all of
final
us.
year students at Kolebu recently finished their exams.
Okay.
So I want to give a shout out to those who passed. Those are new doctors who are coming in.
Nice
You know,
one.
my cousin is part of them.
Nice one.
I'm very proud of
It
them.
be big deal
So
pass.
yeah, shout out to Dr. Graham now. He's no longer my
Charlie, that be some hard
and shout
flex.
out to the rest of them. You know, they are doing hard work. It's a tough journey ahead, but we are supporting.
Hard
You are
flex.
holding the country down.
We'll be fine.
Nice one. Abeku.
Charlie, if you're out there, you go wish Malizi shout out. So today,
So you do for him. But you were doing something on Wednesday when I was leaving. Like you're on the phone. You don't have a shout for that. It's fine.
So yeah, shout out to Elizabeth Okanse, hard girl. Yeah, Malizi. And I want to shout out to the lady who listens to us and watch us, on YouTube at the University of Cape Coast, close to Valco Hall. The Momo, yeah. I'm told
The Momo lady.
Yeah, the Momo lady. I'm told she's always watching us on YouTube. I mean, it's solid. Yeah.
Nice one.
I see.
More shouts.
Oh,
More
yeah,
shouts.
shout out to the YouTube people as well.
Yeah, shout out.
They have very active discussions in their comments.
I'm just following.
I was reading it.
Yo, like they are doing their own thing. They are in their own world.
Yeah.
Big shout outs to our YouTube community, man. You
Yes,
guys
yes.
are absolutely awesome. Nathan.
Susu's done that shout, but I think I'll repeat shout outs to our colleague and a member of this parish, Yao Minta.
No, Yao be hard guy.
Jay
Oh.
Minta.
Hard guy.
Hard guy. Great team player.
Yep,
Yeah, happy
yep.
birthday to you. I wish you the very
Bless
very
up, my
best.
G.
I don't know where you are hiding, but you enjoy the birthday. You have
LeBron
the right,
James.
You have the right to enjoy.
Run for give and one win tonight. One for give and one win tonight.
No, I'm a lyrical. You see, in life, when you have your life partner,
Hey,
You know what I do much.
hey, you defeat Satan, so
when God gives you a life partner who is so appreciative.
Thank you.
And is so understanding.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
And when she understands that, because of your commitment to she and the children, she can tell you that go outside, go work, bring some money.
I
and
got
let
this.
me go.
I got this.
You understand what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
I got this.
Bossu,
Oh.
from my very good friend, somebody I consider my brother, my former colleague who is now in the UK,
Okay.
Mr. David Kwashi. He's at
Mr.
the
Kwashi.
Canary Wharf College.
Mumo Kwashi.
You shouted him out before.
Yeah.
Today happens to be the 6th anniversary of him and his beloved wife.
Oh, they've been married for 6
They've
years.
been married for 6 years. Mrs. Letitia Kwashi. Your husband says I should tell you that. Happy anniversary to my beautiful wife.
Thank you.
6 years have flown by, and I'm more in love with you than
Oh,
ever.
yes.
Thank you.
You are the
yes.
electrons that create electricity in my circuit
Thank
when
you.
lights are off.
Hey!
Charlie.
The hydrogen atoms
Chemistry romance.
that
That's
create nuclear fusion
Charlie.
to continuously
No, no.
ignite
You
my
know,
love
No, man, this is
and
serious.
kinetic energy of my life.
This is serious.
Thank you
NSNQ, NSNQ
for
vibes.
being
NSNQ
my
vibes.
partner, my confidant,
Oh, yeah.
and the mother of our 3 amazing children.
Thank you, thank you.
Lala
Scientific.
and Odeye.
The scientific.
Here to my to many years more. I love you and I'll always love you.
Thank you.
Ma Letitia,
Charlie.
you know me already. This is Ochi.
Hard guy.
Owule kenke bwake. Esheboe. E attach if you.
Ofefe.
No more kwashi.
Ofefe.
Wala ko be mo shi won kwa you ambo.
Oh.
Noko ba.
Ofefe.
To be ni nke bua ani buru aboy. E no yo pound say bua mo na. No ba. No ke ma lizi.
Esu.
Ma liti. Kegbe kan biye.
Esu.
Aba injo ni ma job
Esu.
Letitia.
Thank you.
Was smobo to
Ow,
mo she.
Charlie. Ow,
You
ow.
generate electricity.
Charlie, big shout outs to Noah, our good friend, our graphic designer. Noah. He was
Noah.
playing against Chelsea. in
Etashi ni
midweek.
Chelsea will
Thank you very much, Nathan Kwa. Thank you very much, Coach Christopher Nimli Abeku and Susu Graham. My name is Benjamin Nketsia. Show probably brought to us by Royal Kingdom Estate, Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix, and Twisco.
Kivo Dende.
Thank you. The Kivo don't drop. Shantom, big shout outs to you out there. The show's on YouTube. You can catch it. It will be on Spotify and your other podcast channels as well. So until then, we'll see you same time next week.